Welcome to the Pipeline Podcast. Today we're going to do an update on the assassination of Charlie Kirk that we were talking about yesterday. So, yesterday he got shot, he died. Unfortunately, we covered it a little bit. But as we said, the whole story hasn't really developed yet. There's a lot of updates. And so that's what we're going to go over tonight. We want to start here with photos of the alleged assassin. So the FBI released these photos today, and let's just kind of take a look at them. Most likely it's this guy. This is the guy that shot Charlie Kirk. He looks like a white dude. I don't know, 20 to 30s. He could be like early 40s. It's hard to tell. Almost looks like a college student to me. He just looks like a normal white dude. Like especially in Utah, this looks like a normal Utah dude. Here's an alleged picture of the gun. I believe this is from the New York Post. So it's like a hunting rifle, a 308, I believe.
30-06 rifle.
Here, we're going to go into this. We have a little bit more video of the shooter, the alleged shooter, during the assassination. We'll check that out in the episode. All right, so let's get into it here. One thing we want to go over. This article has the photos of the alleged shooter and the gun, but also at the bottom, it says, according to the Wall Street Journal, they reportedly found 4 cartridges engraved with transgender and anti-fascist messages inside the rifle, which adds to the story. So like, did he do this because he's like a trans shooter? I don't think so, based off those pictures. Is he trying to start a civil war? Maybe. Like, maybe he's just doing it on purpose. If we look at I believe it was the Minnesota shooter, he had like no King's Day flyers that he was giving out, even though he didn't support the No King's Day protests. He was like a Republican. But like, shooters like do this kind of stuff just to try to like promote chaos. So we don't really know exactly his motive for shooting Charlie Kirk yet, but this is an important piece of information here.
Or these people are also just mentally ill and they'll go for whatever ideology sounds good at the time. That also is probable.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely could be like a very large trans supporter and thought, assassinating Charlie Kirk was the right move. It could be something like that. Absolutely. But at first glance, you don't really get that vibe from him.
No, looks like it might just be a sewing division kind of thing. Politically charged killing, everyone chanting civil war somehow, I guess, which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is. And it could be something like that. So we'll have to follow this on the channel.
Well,
Uh
we've got some conspiracies about that, which we'll
yeah.
get into later.
Yeah, we'll table all the conspiracies until the end and we'll break down all the conspiracies about this that are going around. If you want conspiracy takes, like that's kind of the whole point of the channel. So check out more episodes. Here, this video kind of goes into some like footage from the event, and it does have some footage of the alleged shooter like running off the rooftops. So we're gonna check this out. So it's hard to see here. He's like pointing to the guy. Apparently, this is the shooter.
Which is consistent with everything we've seen. Small little bump on top of that rooftop.
Yeah, and you can see him running away as this video pans. Let me see if I can play that back. And this is like right after the shooting. It looks like he's like fleeing. And it does line up with other reports that we've heard that this shot was about 200
And then
yards away.
after the shot, the assassin gets up and gets off and runs away.
And here's another angle. Apparently that's him right there, the shooter. I mean, it looks like a person. It looks like he's moving a little bit. It is hard to
Looks like a
tell.
person. Looks like a person in a baseball cap.
Yeah, like laying down. So I think that's all the video we really have on it.
Yeah, in terms of the actual shooting, there's no real new information out. The FBI has a suspect identified, like we saw in that picture, but no real new updates in terms of figuring out who shot him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he's still out there. If you're like a right-wing political speaker, watch out because this guy's still on the loose. I mean, he's going around shooting people.
Which I've heard several people have been canceling events, so both left and right, which is not surprising. Whether this is, part of some larger play, whether or not it's targeting a side or other acts that could be in retaliation to this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a fragile time right now. I mean, even just today is like 9/11, and then we have like a political assassination yesterday. It's no wonder that like people wouldn't want to go out and like do speeches like this right now. It's not the best climate for it. But that kind of is like part of the whole country. Like you need to go out and you need to kind of do things like Charlie Kirk, like kind of go out and debate things. And if you run a risk of getting shot, like that's not good for anybody. That doesn't help anyone. We have a couple more videos. This is an alleged video of someone like cheering after Charlie Kirk got shot. Let's kind of take a look at this.
So there is a longer video. This one shows one man with a beard kind of in the front row cheering as this happened. But there is another video where the camera pans behind him and then it shows multiple other people standing up and cheering. So this is the only video that we could find of this. The other one I saw on Reddit.
Yeah, let's check this out. So yeah, this is like right after Charlie Kirk got shot, and we see this guy kind of just like cheering.
And then, like I said, here the video camera or the video is actually reversed. I think. I'm pretty sure this guy was panning from behind to this guy. Yep. See how he's turning left. Behind, he pans behind, and it shows a bunch of other people standing up and cheering as well. At least a handful of them. So there was more than just this guy. This guy was just right up at the front.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we wanted to cover that because like there has been a lot of like, especially online, like the discourse. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, Charlie Kirk was like anti-gun laws, so it's good that he got shot, which is like it's not really good when anyone gets shot.
Well, it's really a zero IQ take. If you listen to the full quote, it's talking about how we're willing to trade 50,000 lives a year in order to drive cars, and so it's kind of making the same connection where if we want guns for a different reason that was given in context, then that's the trade-off is some people have to die. It's the same concept with flying planes or driving cars, which is not that stupid when you actually sit and think about it.
No, it's not. Yeah, and if you just don't read that quote out of context, like it's not a crazy thought at all. And a lot of people are just kind of obviously taking his quote out of context and saying that's why it's good that he died, which again, like you said, a zero IQ take.
Well, it just goes to show that no one on either side honestly has any reading comprehension or individual thoughts. Everyone sits in their echo chamber and regurgitates talking points that someone else posted on Twitter, and that's how the general discourse on Reddit goes.
Yeah, and if they kind of did the opposite of that, did things, even if you don't agree with Charlie Kirk's policies or politics, like if you did things more like him, like maybe the country would be in a better place. Like if you were more open to having a debate and to talk about real
And
issues.
and so I'm gonna drop the paradox of intolerance really quick. A lot of people like to bring that up, is that you should not be tolerant of the intolerant. But the thing that people never bring up is how do you figure out what is tolerance or intolerance? And the only way to do that is through an open and good faith debate. That's the whole point, is that you have to have a debate about these things to parse out what are good ideas from bad ideas. And if you can't do that, you are part of the intolerant that should not be tolerated.
Yeah, like the if you're gonna go out and assassinate someone, like that's not gonna get anyone to kind of look into your cause and your beliefs and to kind of side with you. Like you got to talk about it. Here we just have a couple of videos. So there was like some kind of vigil for Charlie Kirk last night. Like a biker rides by, says some shit, and he kind of gets mobbed almost. And it just kind of highlights to know how people are thinking right now, how people feel.
The
Tensions are high.
polarization.
Yeah, it
Yep.
highlights the polarization of like this whole event.
It's a bunch of people who just had someone shot with no suspect. They assume it's just their political other team. Retaliation, like I said before, that's definitely something that is in the air right now.
Yeah, and we saw this too, like with the LA riots. I mean, we saw like rioters kind of like retaliating against like federal agents. I mean, we see here just like, I guess, a right wing crowd kind of retaliating against someone who was using their freedom of speech, saying stuff. And it looks like he kind of does get attacked here, which again is the wrong response. It's that's not how you make your country a better place.
Well, you just end up being as bad as the Westboro Baptist Church at that point, right?
Or, you are on par with the assassin at this point when you're
Well, I
going to
don't know about
attack
on
people.
par with the assassin, but oh, well, yeah, that's true. Resorting to violence. Yep, absolutely.
Resorting to
I agree with
violence,
that.
taking away people's rights. I mean, this guy can say whatever he wants, and you can't attack him, just like you can't assassinate people that are having debates.
Well, that's my favorite quote from Reddit is freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences, and this guy got some consequences.
Yeah, it does happen. We've seen this on both sides as well. Very recently, we've been covering that kind of stuff on the channel.
Yep, everyone wants to do tit for tat, and this is what happens.
Yeah, which is not good. Lastly, here we want to go into Charlie Kirk assassination conspiracy theories. There's a couple good ones, and we got to talk about it. The one I want to talk about is Trump did release like a statement today about the assassination, or I think this was last night. And a lot of people are saying just like it's AI, like look at his hands, it's AI. So we wanted to take a look at this a little bit.
Fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and
And don't
anger
forget,
at
this is
the
Trump
heinous
allegedly about to die. That was last week's news.
I mean, this could be Trump's robotic clone, obviously.
assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired.
So yeah, people are saying like it's just too still.
Yeah, I
He's
do
too
agree with that.
monotone.
It does kind of look a little fishy.
Yeah, I mean it does. It looks like AI could totally make this. But also it could be he's trying to be like respectable professional because like someone literally just got assassinated. So
Yeah,
I could see it
that's
both ways. But I mean, we have been covering on the channel. Trump's in the middle of a health crisis, and they're bringing out his
and
robotic
then the
clone.
and then the big thing on everyone's mind is Epstein. And so the big conspiracy here is that Trump team aided or wanted Charlie to die to move the attention away from the Epstein files towards something else.
Yeah, it could be
And
like a
so
cover up. That's what
that's a
people
big
are
conspiracy going
claiming.
around right now.
On the channel, we don't believe that. Just would like
No,
to
I
get
don't.
that out there.
I just think that the government would have bigger fish to fry than Charlie Kirk.
But yeah, there's
But
so there's Trump hasn't made an AI statement. That's a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy that it was planned out by the right to be like a cover up for the Epstein files. I mean, that's another
and then
conspiracy.
and then another bigger conspiracy that a lot of people are parroting right now is Israel. This was the result of Israel. And as I said yesterday, one of my biggest thought was that this could have been someone who was in the same political area as Charlie Kirk, but maybe he didn't like him because he was too pro-Israel. But it looks like it's the exact opposite. It's on the other side
Well, we'll
of
have to
the
see
political
about that.
spectrum. Yeah, that's true. But with that information that was reported by Wall Street Journal, with the trans ideology
Mm-hmm.
and the anti-fascist, it's most likely someone on the other side of the political aisle, or it could just be propaganda used to sow even more division.
Yeah, or it could
Um,
just be like an escape tactic to get them off his trail. I mean, if he's like a right wing guy that shot Charlie Kirk and he puts some like leftist Antifa stuff on his bullets and he gets away without being seen, they're not going to be looking for him.
Also very true. Yep.
So
And
there's just so
so
many conspiracies.
a lot of conspiracies. Definitely my favorite right now is that U.S. government Republicans wanted him dead for the Epstein coverage, and then Israel wanted him dead because allegedly, which I have not really seen a lot of this, but allegedly Charlie Kirk was coming around to Israel in quotation marks, whatever that means. But that he was starting to turn against some of the stuff Israel was doing in Gaza, so that they wanted to get rid of him because of his following, allegedly.
Yeah, that's a pretty
That
good one. If we're talking about our favorite conspiracies from this, mine is definitely continuing from our videos last week that Trump's in the middle of a health crisis and was replaced by a robotic clone. And this is just another example of like the White House using AI because Trump can't be seen publicly. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. That's always a fun one to cover.
Oh, there's one more conspiracy theory that Charlie Kirk's security team was also in on it. Let's see if I can
Mm,
pull it up.
right. So
Where
his
Go ahead.
security team originally thought they had the suspect, and it was like an older male, and we talked about him a little bit yesterday. But that was the wrong guy. That wasn't the actual shooter. So there's like a conspiracy there that they were trying to do like a cover up or something.
The other one is that right before Charlie gets shot, you see his security team doing hand signals, and a
I
lot of
saw that as
people are,
well.
yep, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, those hand signals are directing the shooter," but I mean that one is actually just not too great of a conspiracy. It's most likely security guys telling other security guys to watch out for certain people
Yeah, it
in
most
the
likely
crowd.
was like a hand gesture by security that meant something. Here, let me. I
Well,
have the video here. Let's watch it.
perfect. It's like the same thing in baseball, right? Everyone has signs so that they can communicate with their team on the field, and so it's most likely that it's just a way to communicate with other
Right
security
there.
guards about potential people in the crowd that could be causing issues.
Yeah, so the guy in the black t-shirt, he like touches his like bicep in like a weird way, and that's like part of his security. And right there, it could just be motioning to like the security team, like Charlie Kirk, he just pick up the mic, like maybe they're about to start a specific part of the event. Or it could be like hey, watch out, something looks weird going on.
Or like, hey, guy in a baseball cap looks a little weird. So that could just be saying, hey, look out for a guy baseball cap over here, or something like that. Keep an eye on him, something like that. I've been in a lot of concerts where they have security teams who will, if they see someone acting out in the crowd, they'll kind of move towards them, not do anything, but then, just wait and observe. So that's what I would kind of figure it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in conspiracy theory land, it's like in the JFK assassination, like the umbrella man, he opens up his umbrella, that's when the shooting starts. Like this is like the
Right,
signal
yeah.
for the assassination.
Right, and then so that's the thought of the conspiracy is that those guys are signaling to the shooter who's looking at them through the scope to know like, hey, he's now's to shoot him. But that doesn't really make sense. Like, why do you need to signal that? Why couldn't
No,
the
it
shooter just
doesn't.
kill him at any time?
Yeah, exactly. But that's something we got to talk about on the channel. I think that's all the conspiracy theories behind this so far. I'm sure we'll get new ones in the future, but the main thing we want to cover is this guy. As soon as we have more information on this suspected assassin, we'll do an update. So get ready for that.
So it looks like FBI announces $100,000 reward for any information that'll lead to this guy's identification. So it looks like they are taking it seriously.
Yeah, so if you live in Utah, this guy looks familiar to you.
To be
Um,
$100,000 richer.
yeah, definitely report it. And when we have an update, we'll have an update for this story. And have a good night.